Hello and welcome everyone to this stream. Sorry that it's so dark right now. Give a few minutes for everyone to start joining this evening. And don't forget when you join in to introduce yourself. Let me know who you are and where you're from as well. That would be really cool so we can know who you are. Here's this one. Your name and where you're from. So I'll do that by entering it in the comments so that whoever joins, of course, can then see it after. I'm Anthony, as you can see here, right there. Oh yeah. I'm Anthony, and I am from, sorry. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. In the USA. But I have lived in Italy for over 4 years now. And I really like Italy. It's a great place. So hello, it's like we got someone joining in here. Take the glasses off. There's a weird reflection with these glasses. So let me know where you come from. Right now I'm living in Milan. I live in Milano. And I work at the Milano in my English school, number 3, the one on Via Montenero school. Great school. We have some fantastic teachers, fantastic directors, a lot of awesome people that work at this school. Looks like we got about a few people maybe joining us. One person has joined and left, and then joined and left, but that's okay. So if everyone is ready, we can probably start on this focus. This one is about the environment. And when we talk about the environment, we mean the things around us. So we're talking about the air that we breathe. We're talking about the water that we drink, the water that stays in the lakes, the water that is in the ocean, the river water, stuff like that. That's what we're talking about when it comes to the environment. So a lot of people are very active when it comes to the environment. For example, Greta Thunberg, I believe is how you would say her name. She is very active, and a lot of people try to do things that protect the environment. So we're going to use verbs that will help us with that today, with explaining those things. Okay. First of all is this slide. Environment. In this focus activity, discussing environmental problems and solutions, modal verbs, phrases up to talk about the future. Now, of course, the environment is something that's difficult to protect because we have many things that we need. So electricity is very important in the way that the world functions today. Electricity is very important, but a problem comes because it's difficult to make electricity. And that's why we have factories like this, power plants that use materials, chemicals that can hurt the environment. They burn these chemicals to create power. And electricity does cause some problems like that with the environment. So it looks like we have about 2 people joined on now, which is nice. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're just joining now, please let me know your name and where you're from. As you can see in the comments, I'm Anthony, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Awesome. So yeah, like I was saying, creating power, electricity creates problems. If you think about the city of Chernobyl, what was the problem in Chernobyl? Of course, they needed to generate power, and they had a problem with the generator. Some mistakes were made, and there were some faults made in their process. So some mistakes. And the generator, of course, exploded. The power plant, nuclear power. So that's one way that it harmed the environment with its radiation. That's what we would call that, radiation. And everybody had to evacuate the town. Something terrible. But today, to manufacture or to produce, I say the word manufacture, and by that I mean produce or make something in a factory. That's what we call this. This thing you see in the back of this picture is called a factory. And of course, it creates dangerous smoke from these chemicals. Something that's not good for the environment. But of course, we have the problem though, because we need to create electricity and power to help the cities, right? So we're going to talk about other problems. Oh, nice. Nicoletta. Hello, Anthony. I'm Nicoletta from Chioggia. Oh, wow. A little island in the Venice Lagoon. I never heard about that. Wow. Sorry, I'm preparing dinner, but I can listen to you. No problem. Yeah. Don't worry. Yeah. Patrizio. Hello, I'm Patrizio, and I'm from Fano in Marche. Wow. I don't know that city either. Very cool, though. Nice to have you with us today. But as I said, we are talking about the environment. So these factories that create plastic, factories that create metal, these factories put this smoke into the air, and it pollutes the air. So we're going to call that, of course, pollution. Pollution is the word to describe, it's the noun that we use to describe the things that get into the air and cause problems in the environment. So the smoke from cars, we can call it exhaust also. That comes from cars and comes from factories. It comes from us, really. It comes from people. And it causes problems with trees, makes the air difficult to breathe. Okay, so that's pollution. And the adjective, of course, would be polluted. Some cities, because of this pollution, some cities in the world have so much pollution, and the pollution is really, really strong, that a lot of people have to wear masks. They wear a mask even without the coronavirus, right? Even without the virus. They go with masks to protect themselves from the smoke, from the pollution in the environment, the pollution that comes from the cars, comes from the factories. Pollution can even be in the rain. And that's a big problem. We actually call that acid rain. Acid rain, maybe you're familiar with it, maybe you know it, but it is when the rain falls from the sky and the rain is full of chemicals, and it can be bad for your skin, it can be bad for the trees and the environment. So, of course, people are researching. Humans and scientists, they are researching and researching to find solutions. like we are going to discuss in this focus. Solutions to create power, to create electricity in a safer way and in a cleaner way, with nuclear fusion, for example. Nuclear fission is used a lot already to make power. But we're going to look at this, also modal verbs, which are very important when it comes to this. Other phrases talk about the future. So thank you everyone who's joined. Thank you for coming tonight and for listening to this. If you're just listening, fine. If you would like to participate in the comments, please, you can comment when you want. I may ask questions too, so you can comment and answer if you like. Otherwise, I will answer my questions as well. But if not, if you can't comment, don't worry, no problem. But thank you for listening. So true or false for these statements? Number one, over 1 trillion. And that's not million, not billion, but trillion plastic bags are used every year worldwide. Is that true or false? Over 1 trillion plastic bags are used every year worldwide. True or false? Number two, all newspapers in the United Kingdom are 100% made out of recycled paper. The newspapers in the UK, are they recycled paper? Number three, the amount of food that is wasted in Europe could feed 200 million people. So we're talking about the food that is wasted. That means the food that we don't use, the food that we throw away and throw to somewhere else. Nicoletta, I don't know, but probably it's true, unfortunately. Yeah, for number one. Patrizio, I don't know. I try. Yeah, okay, no problem. No problem. Well, the answer to number one is true. Over 1 trillion plastic bags are used every year. And unfortunately, many of those plastic bags end up in the ocean. Many of them end up in places where they can't be recycled. Places where recycling is impossible. Number two, false. Newspapers in the United Kingdom. Interesting fact, but it's actually true. Nicoletta says, number two, I think that this question is true. It is actually. I'm very surprised, right? All newspapers in the United Kingdom, 100% recycled paper. Good. It's very good. It probably has a big impact, a big help to the environment. Food in Europe. The amount of food that is wasted in Europe could feed 200 million people. That's an incredible number. But they think there are 8 billion people on the earth. So this one, Patricio says number 3 is false. Well, unfortunately, it's true. I hope one day it will be false. And then about the number 3, could you explain me the question with other words? Oh, okay. So in Europe, the food that we don't use, the food that we don't eat, the food that we put in the trash, in the garbage, that we throw away, could be enough food for 200 million people to eat. So we have a few. The amount is the number of food. Wasted means not used and put into the garbage. could feed. Now, the word feed means to give food. For example, I feed my dog twice a day. Patricia, I don't write again. No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. So Nicoletta says, rubbish. Yeah. So we take food and we put the food in in the rubbish. But the food is good. Sometimes we take food that you can eat and we waste it. In America, it's worse. It's actually worse than this. The number is really bad because the problem is Americans only eat food that looks good. So when it comes to, so we talk about fruit and vegetables. They put in the rubbish vegetables and fruit that are actually good, but they don't look good. They don't look correct. So maybe an apple, an apple that's a strange shape that doesn't look like an apple. They throw it away. They put it in the rubbish. They will not sell it at the store, even if the flavor, the taste, everything is fine, but the look is not right. So this is the problem. A lot of food is wasted in this way. Number 4 says you should always rinse cans before recycling them. So cans are the metal containers that you can use to keep tomatoes in a can. You keep beans in a can. You buy them from the store. Coca-Cola comes in a metal can. So you should always rinse cans before recycling them. True or false? Nicolette says, I always wash all the cans. Well, guess what? False. Apparently, there is no need to rinse the cans before recycling. Not for metal cans. For plastic, yes, absolutely. Nicolette, tuna fish in a can. Perfect, yeah, absolutely. I forgot tuna fish. Yeah. I love tuna fish in a can. Tuna fish is really good. Open a can of tuna fish with some olives, green olives with pasta. Nice, good lunch. So it is better to do the dishes with a sponge than with the dishwasher. Sponge, what is that? Well, we have SpongeBob, right? The yellow square to squeeze to wash the sponge. What's better, sponge or dishwasher? Personally, I always prefer dishwasher because in a way it's easier, yes. But in my opinion, it is cleaner because the dishwasher gets very, very hot and it kills all of the germs, all of the bacteria. But this one is actually false. It's not better to use a sponge. If your dishwasher doesn't use too much water and energy, it is better to use it. Because washing things with a sponge uses more water. But also the dishwasher is very, very hot, so it cleans in a really, really good way. Aha. What do you do to protect the environment? How about for you personally? What do you do to protect the environment? Nicoletta, 5. It's better to use the dishwasher. Yes, perfect. I agree. So what do you do to protect the environment? I recycle. I also drive a hybrid car. So a hybrid car uses less gas, less fuel. So that's pretty cool. And it uses electricity from the battery. So it's better for the environment. Number 1 says, do you recycle? Yes, I do recycle because it's obligatory. It is necessary. You must recycle in Italy. Nicoletta, I drive all the waste. Patricia says, true. Nice. Very good. Do you recycle? Yes, I do. Do you try to save energy? Yes, I try to turn off my computer. I turn off my light, the light in my room when I'm not using it. Because in that way you save electricity. And I remove the plug, the power plug from the wall when I go on holiday or something. When I leave the house, I pull the plug from the wall so it doesn't continue to take electricity. That's always a good idea. Do you use environmentally friendly products? So there's an interesting term used here. Friendly. So friendly is, of course, something nice. So a product that is friendly to the environment means it does not harm the environment. Environmentally friendly, it means it's safe for the environment. Nicoletta, I close the water during a shower when I wash my hands or my face. Yeah, that's a great way to do that. Yeah, close the water, turn it off to save. We want to save water, save electricity, all those things. And even though we are one person, I'm one person, each of us, we're just one person. If everybody does these actions, it makes a big difference, of course, in the world, which is good to see. Good. So environmentally friendly is good for the environment. All right, so we're going to match these to the pictures. Giuseppe, oh, hey. Hello, Giuseppe, welcome. Nice to see you here, man. So, yeah, we're going to match these environmental problems. Giuseppe, you've probably seen this focus, actually, I think, about the environment. But we're going to match these things together. We have A, which is, of course, everybody's favorite thing. That is traffic. Of course, I hate traffic. It's terrible. It pollutes the environment, but it also pollutes your mind. It's pollution for your mind because you are very frustrated every time there is traffic. And the traffic in Milan is not good. But remember, it's not like New York. New York traffic is worse. Los Angeles, California, LA has some of the worst traffic in the world. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Nicoletta says, sincerely, I don't choose the things about packaging. So, you don't choose, okay, maybe like plastic packaging for things that you buy from the store. Maybe that's what you mean. Yeah, I know, unfortunately, in my daily activities, I use a lot of plastic things. Because everything comes in plastic. If you go to the store, the supermarket, you buy a plastic package that contains meat, a plastic package that contains the cheese. If you buy bread, hopefully it comes in paper. But usually bread has paper and plastic together. So it's difficult to recycle that. Water comes in plastic. one thing that I do that I believe is very important for everybody to use is a water filter. I use a water filter. I never buy plastic water bottles. And I think there is no reason to buy plastic water bottles because of how much pollution it can cause, how much waste. Plastic is bad for the environment, it's bad for the oceans, it's bad for just life in general. Nicoletta says also in London the traffic is terrible. I know. Yeah, it's true. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Not good for your mind. So B, of course, we have these big places. So we don't say a farm, but instead we'll say a factory. Factories producing all of these gases and things that can damage the planet. Letter C, describes water and air pollution. These things are, of course, not good, caused by factories. D, greenhouse gases. Patrizio, now there isn't traffic now. Yes, the best thing about COVID-19, the best consequence is no traffic, but also no cars. So there's no place to drive, no place to go. But actually, during this time, I think during the lockdown, during this quarantine, I think it actually helps the pollution. I think the pollution is going down, 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 because no more cars. So the air is better right now. You think of the air in Milan, wow, it's fantastic at the moment. The air in New York, because nobody's driving cars. Some trucks, maybe, but very little pollution right now. That's kind of nice. E. So, okay, anyway, greenhouse gases. I want to explain a little bit about greenhouse gases. Those are gases like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, methane, or nitrous oxide. So basically, greenhouse gases are harmful gases, bad gases that come from cars. They come from the factories. That's what greenhouse gases are. Okay. The next one we have global warming. So everything contributes to global warming. Everything like traffic, like factories, greenhouse gases. And slowly the poles, the North and South Pole, are melting. We call them the polar ice caps. So think about the word cap for a moment. Cap is what you wear on your head, right? Like a hat, a cap. So if you think about the Earth, on the top and bottom, you have the cold, icy areas. Those are called the polar ice caps. And the caps, the ice is melting. Use the verb melt when the ice becomes water again because it's too warm. And of course, we know this is happening in the polar ice caps where the ice is melting. And as a result, because of the ice melting, we can see that the level of the water in the oceans is rising. So the oceans are becoming heavier with more water. And this is not so good. Pesticides. Pesticides are pretty bad. These are the chemicals they spray on fruit and vegetables to keep the insects away. Not good to eat, or not good for the air to breathe. Deforestation, taking down trees, cutting trees, and all that stuff. Not so good. Waste, of course. Waste. When they put waste in bad places. Okay. So some of the causes, these causes are going to move under these sections. So greenhouse gases are one of the causes of global warming. Pesticides actually causes water pollution. And pollution for us too if we eat food with pesticides. So it gets into the water. Deforestation makes the planet warmer by removing trees. Traffic creates a lot of air pollution. Now, factories also create a lot of air pollution, and waste causes water pollution. But I think factories also cause water pollution and global warming. Factories cause everything. They're a big problem. Okay. Now we're going to take some of these terms that we learned. We're going to put them into this reading. I'll start reading it. What might happen if we don't stop polluting the environment? Many of us agree that cars are a big problem. They cause breathing problems in big cities. They also release carbon monoxide, which is carbon monoxide is a type of gas. It's a type of air. Like air is a gas. So this is a type of a greenhouse gas specifically. One that is bad for the environment. They are a major cause of global warming. They make the earth hotter. And air pollution. Or you can say air pollution and global warming. Either way, global warming and air pollution. So next time you go to work, don't get stuck in traffic, walk, or cycle instead. Factories release gases too. And deforestation means fewer trees. Fewer or less, you can say less trees. Provide us with oxygen. We should also think about the Earth's water. Farmers use pesticides, and most of our waste is thrown into the oceans. Yeah, that is a terrible problem. Because if you throw rubbish into the ocean, then that kills fish. It kills the whales, sharks, whatever, penguins, anything, any of those animals. And when they die, it makes problems for other animals too. Because if small fish die, then the sharks don't have food. And if the sharks die, then other things that the sharks used to eat may become more populated. It just creates all kinds of problems. And it's too very complicated. This causes water pollution and kills sea animals. One day, we will have solutions to all these problems. Or at least, I hope so. I hope so as well. Patricia says, interesting lesson. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad it's interesting for you. I'm happy for that. So, pretty cool. How could we translate barriera corallina? The barrier reef? Barrier reef. Yeah, that's what we call it. Because the reef is the area, but corallina is also coral. We can say coral, a coral reef. as well, because coral is the colored like rocks that you see under the water. Yeah. But yes, actually, water pollution damages those as well, because a lot of the coral, the coral in the world is disappearing. It's going away because of pollution and these problems. True. All right, so we're going to look for modal verbs used in this text. By 2050, climate change could create 150 million climate refugees. Clearly, we must change our lifestyle. We should carpool, recycle, and save as much energy as possible. But some scientists say that that is not enough. And it is time for factories and multinational companies to find other solutions. Otherwise, there will be more natural disasters. What can we do to save our planet? There are many things we could do, but we will probably have to wait a bit longer before things change. It's true. Okay. So if we change something now, to see the effect, the result of the change takes many years. That's the problem. And it's true that natural disasters are a result of global warming, a result of these things, making uneven temperatures. We don't have an equilibrium for temperatures anymore in different places in the ocean. This causes hurricanes and it causes storms. So we have the word could, right? Climate change could create 150 million climate refugees. Now, could is a word we use a lot of times for the future, talking about a result that maybe happens. That happens. We don't know. It could. And could is usually it's something hypothetical, something in imagination, not something realistic, but that has a possibility. Nicoletta, okay, all modal verbs, wow, awesome. Could, must, should, will, can, could. Perfect. Must is absolutely 100%. We must change. There's no choice, no option. It's not like could or we should change. We should change our lifestyle. No, it's not strong enough. Must is really strong. We should carpool. True. It's better if we do that. Nicoletta, I found only 6 modal verbs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it says to find 7. Oh. Okay. Let's see. I don't remember. There were 3. 3 so far. Will, of course, you mentioned. Can. Could. Okay, well, will is used twice. So that's why. That's why it says 7. We say will twice. So we should carpool. It's better if we carpool. Will be more natural disasters, which is a fact about the future. It will. What can we do? What possibilities do we have? Realistic possibilities. Now, hypothetically, there are many things we could do, but we will probably have to wait a bit longer. So speculation. Nice. Okay, so here are some ways we can build sentences using these modal verbs. This is how we can give advice on ways to protect the environment. So could, again, could is realistic. Sorry, could is hypothetical. I'll write the hypothetical adjectives, which are, modal verbs, which are could and might. These are hypothetical. Could is a bit stronger. Might means a very small possibility. Might is a very small possibility, but still hypothetical. Usually we use could if it depends on something. We say it depends on this, so this could happen. It's not for sure. We're not 100% sure that it is a possibility, but it could. Now, realistic. Which ones are those? Realistic would be may, can, and may. So when we talk about results in the future, we have will. We can use will. It's more realistic. Then we have can. This can happen. It's a fact. It's a possibility. And may is also something realistic, but not as strong. Nicoletta, everybody should recycle paper and glass. Yeah. That's a perfect example. Yeah. If you have any other examples you'd like to make with this, please, yeah. We use plastic bags. If we reuse plastic bags, that might help to protect the oceans. It might help to protect the oceans if we reuse plastic bags. See, turning off our lights can reduce your electric bill. Nicoletta, we must reuse plastic bags so we could reduce the waste. Okay. So in that case, that's something really realistic. We must reuse plastic bags, absolutely, so we can reduce the waste. Talking about the result of something that we're doing. We're very realistic. Okay. If we, so reusing, or let's say recycling plastic, if we recycle plastic, we might save some fish. We might. It's kind of hypothetical because it's not exactly sure. We're not very sure if if I recycle my plastic, does that mean I will save the fish? Maybe. So we use hypothetical might. Not pour oils or cleaning products down the sink. Oh yeah, we mustn't. We mustn't. You can use a negative must as well. Let's see. Planting trees. Planting trees could reduce pollution. Maybe. It could happen. It's not so sure. Oh, nice, Patrizio. We should use public transport to reduce smoke. Yeah. To reduce pollution. We should carpool. You could take your bike. Take your bike to work. That could help the environment, possibly. Not so sure, but it could. I know that it's less comfortable, true, but we might use the public transportation. Yeah. I understand that. Yeah. Cool. They'll all have good results if we do this. I know in Milan sometimes they say that they will put a ban on certain cars, like diesel, for example, for like a few days. They will say no diesel cars can drive for these days. Okay. So they do that to reduce the pollution as well. Cool. We can reduce our waste if we buy many things at the store, buy larger packages and not small packages. So we buy one big large package, it's better. We can reduce our waste if we do that. It's very realistic. It can happen. Instead of many small packages. Okay, we have a few other terms. Now this is good for giving speculation about the future, when something will happen. Match these phrases with their meaning. It will happen in the near future. So the near future is close to now. Soon. It will happen soon. It will happen in our lifetime. Probably in the next 50 to 60 years. So before the generation that is alive right now, in the lifetime of our generation. It will happen sooner or later. Something will happen, but we don't know if it will happen soon or in a long time. We don't know. We have no idea. Sooner or later, we will fix the problem of energy. Sooner or later, we will understand how to create energy in a better way. No one can know for certain when it will happen. Nobody knows or can be sure about it. Okay, pretty clear on that one. One day it will happen. We are sure that it will happen, but we don't know when. So this is a very, very general statement that we use. And we use it when talking about the future all the time. For me, I will say I will go to South America. I definitely am. I'll go to South America one day. Who knows when? I don't know when, but I think it will happen. So in the near future, what do you think will happen in the near future? I hope in the near future we will find a solution to the pandemic, to the problem that's happening now, a solution to the quarantine problem in the earth. Really the whole world. Definitely in our lifetime, I think we can find a cure for cancer in our lifetime. So in the next 50 to 60 years, we can probably find a solution to cancer. Sooner or later, we will fix the problem of pollution coming from cars. Because pollution from cars is probably the most difficult one to fix because everybody relies on a car and there are so many cars. And like Nicoletta said, it's not as comfortable and sometimes it's not always possible. Sooner or later we come back to our normal life. Yeah, our normal life, I got you. Okay. I know, yeah. Sooner or later. Hopefully in the near future. We hope in the near future, right? Yeah. So reducing smoke can help with, public transportation. Yeah. I think one day we will have an easier way to travel with electric cars or cars that run on different types of fuel without creating the pollution like before. Okay. Well, hopefully this was interesting for you guys. Thank you very much, especially Patrizio. Thank you. And Nicoletta. Thank you so much for joining this stream. Thank you for watching. And thank you for using the comments as well. It was nice to hear your answers. Nice to hear what you were saying. Thank you very much and great job with it. Good job using the modal verbs as well. I like that. It's good to hear. So have a very nice evening Enjoy your dinner. Have fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye. See you next time, and have a great weekend. Have a very good weekend, and enjoy the Liberation Day tomorrow in Italy. Thank you, bye, and thanks for this lesson. Yeah, thank you guys. See ya.